This is a kind of something I've been talking about since 2018. When he gets news he doesn't like, he needs someone to blame because he won't take the responsibility himself. And this is the action of a petulant child.
They're trying to convince you, the woke media, they are still trying to convince us that Orange Man bad. They are trying to convince us that there is this uprising against the Trumper and the Republican Party. They're trying to convince us that the entire country has suddenly become allergic to the Orange Man. They are so desperate. The media is using their token Republican. Well, in the case of Chris Christie, token wouldn't exactly be an accurate description. He's more like a mountain or Goliath. My inside sources, they once told me that Chris Christie was walking through Arizona and the force of his boots created this Grand Canyon. This dude, he is one of many with this unhealthy obsession with the Trumper. But unlike Stevie Colbert, Jim Kimmel, unlike the Yentas on The View, Chris Christie, he has not been diagnosed with a severe case of stage 4 OMB. His obsession with Donnie is based in self-interest. Think about it. In the last few years, name one time you have heard about Chris Christie when it did not involve Donald Trump. This dude was running for president. Well, he wasn't running. It was more like a painfully slow walk, but he was campaigning for the most high-profile job in the world, and he could not generate headlines in his own state unless he was displaying his unhealthy obsession with another dude. Right now, Democrats and their pretend friends in the mainstream media, they are in a full-blown panic. Headline last week at Fox News: Democrats plunge to new lows in another national poll. Their approval rating is the lowest it's been since 1990. 63% of the country has an unfavorable view of woke United Methodist, which means a third of the country is still actively practicing the woke faith. Ironically enough, the most unpopular Democrat amongst deacons at woke United Methodist, John Fetterman. I wonder why. I wonder if it's because Uncle Fester is the only Democrat willing to be logical. I wonder if it's because Uncle Fester is the only one trying to appeal to normal people. The one guy trying to soothe this Bruce caboose, he's the most unpopular guy in the party. Hell, he doesn't even get invited to the Butt Bongo Festival anymore. For reasons unknown, even after America clearly rejected the woke fungus, Democrats are doubling down on their obsession with feminine wiener. On the surface, they're trying to be more masculine. They are trying to be one of the bros. I've seen doofus Democratic politicians recording themselves lifting weights. Look at me, bro. I can bench press 300 meters. I'm pretty sure meters are a measurement of distance, not weight. But I'm sure you convinced your uneducated, lonely male followers that you're a real man. I saw another doofus. I think he was a Democratic politician from Georgia. He was playing the guitar trying to serenade men pretending to be women. Democrats are desperately trying to regain favor with real American men, and the end result continues to be huge, embarrassing failure. Why? Because everyone knows it's inauthentic. It's not real. Meanwhile, the Trumpers' approval rating continues to surge. Of course, you're not going to hear that from the mainstream media. However, over the weekend, there was an unlikely source that was willing to tell the truth. There was an unlikely source who not only told the truth, they referred to the Trumper as the most influential president of the century. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go ahead and get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Liberal Repellent. Here on the channel, we often talk about the woke fungus, which is a fungus you don't want to be infected with. We have seen what happens when organizations become 100% infected. Prognosis is grim, slim chance of recovery. Fortunately, my friends at Liberal Repellent, they have developed supplements that will keep you healthy while also protecting you from the fungus. Liberal Repellent offers multivitamins without synthetics made from real food, meaning your body will easily absorb and utilize the nutrients. Liberal Repellent also offers items for the more pleasurable aspects of life. One of the supplements is called the Repopulation Agenda. It's an alternative to the pharmaceutical blue pills without all the dreadful side effects. Take a couple of these before bedtime and you'll have your wife going to bed with a smile on her face. If you have an affinity for the booze, Liberal Repellent offers a cure for your hangovers. Their morning after red pill replenishes vitamin B to help eliminate the dread of the following morning. From detox to dietary, Liberal Repellent has the supplements that you need. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL50, BTL50. Receive 50%, yes, 50% off your first purchase with Liberal Repellent. Remember back in April when the media was sparking a flaming ass fire over tariffs? Remember that balding beauty on CNBC? I think his name was James Cramer. He borrowed Joy Reid's broom and he was fanning the flames of the ass fire. We're going into a recession. Trump is taxing real Americans. We won't be able to afford eggs. We'll have to milk our own cows. The WNBA is in deep trouble because they already butchered their cash cow. Get your money out of the markets. Invest in my gold sponsor immediately. Save your children. Oh, the children. It's all about the children. Before the tariffs were even implemented, the media was pretending that we were on the verge of an economic apocalypse. But it's strange. Over the last couple of weeks, I've noticed that the media has been praising the tariffs. They were claiming that Trump won big over in Europe. I've also noticed that I'm not hearing complaints about the price of eggs anymore. I haven't heard about the southern border in months, which would explain why Trump's approval rating was surging before all this Epstein garbage resurfaced. Over the weekend, Harry Enten, who is the chief data analyst at CNN. Unlike the other woke welfare collectors at this dump of a network, Harry's job is to analyze data and tell the truth. I'm sure his bosses were mortified when Harry admitted on their network that Donald Trump was the most influential president of the century. Watch for yourself.
No tacos for Trump. The effective tariff rate, get this, 18%. It is the highest, Omar, the highest since the 1930s, up from, get this, just 2% last year. As I'm going to talk about in this segment, I can't think of a more influential president during this century, and it starts here with tariffs. He said he was going to raise tariffs, and despite the claims otherwise, he is in fact doing that. The effective tariff rate at this point looks to be 9 times as high as it was last year. About net migration in the United States, get this, it's down. It's going to be down at least 60%. We may be dealing with, get this, negative net migration to the United States in 2025. That would be the first time there is negative net migration in this country in at least 50 years. We are potentially looking at negative net migration for the first time in at least 50 years. And that is a big reason why that I'm saying that Trump, at least in my mind, is the most influential president, certainly this century, and probably dating a good back chunk into the 20th century as well, Omar.
Taco? Did he just say taco? Uncle KC, according to the cool kids, taco stands for Trump always chickens out. For starters, tacos are what I ate for dinner last night. My wife makes amazing tacos. But number two, Uncle Casey doesn't base his opinions on the acronyms of the cool kids and Gen Z LGBT who have been indoctrinated by their professors who still act like children. Uncle Casey bases his opinions on the data. Someone please explain to me how Trump always chickens out. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Isn't this the same dude who launched bombs directly into Iran's ass? Isn't this the same dude who told you he was going to implement tariffs? Isn't this the same dude who promised to solve the problems on the southern border? You just heard it yourself. For the first time, I think it was in 50 years, America will have net negatives in immigration, which means there will be more people leaving than people coming in. But Casey, that's because people are miserable. They can't stand living under this dictator. America has become 1930s Germany. It's the Gestapo. We can't live under this oppression. Good. All those woke people complaining can get the hell out. Rose O'Donnell hadn't been missed. Keith Olbermann, Keithy Poo! If Keithy decides to leave, no one gives a shit. All these miserable wanker spankers pretending to be oppressed, leave. You don't have to announce your departure. All you have to do is leave. Matter of fact, if you're struggling to buy a bus ticket because the Trumper has eliminated some of your subsidies, I'm sure normal people will gladly donate to your departure. You know what's ironic? CNN has spent the last few years polishing the turd. CNN has spent the last few years demonizing Donald Trump, and no one is watching. CNN can't attract a starving fish with a supersized worm. That clip I just showed you of Harry Enten, it went viral over the weekend. CNN has thousands and thousands of hours of propaganda, thousands of hours demonizing the Trumper. No one cares. A 3-minute clip of Harry Enten telling the truth, a 3-minute clip of Harry Enten praising Donald Trump, CNN generates millions of views and countless headlines throughout the mainstream media. If you're trying to save this dump, the strategy seems abundantly clear. Your most influential personality in primetime at CNN, the American hero Scott Jennings. I am a real American. Harry Enten has been telling the truth about Trump for months now. This should not be very hard to figure out. The most successful personalities at CNN are the most authentic. Anyway, give me your thoughts on this. CNN refers to Donald Trump as the most influential president of the century. Meanwhile, the rest of the woke media continues to demonize him. Is Donald Trump on the right path? Now, there is no doubt some in conservative media are unhappy with the Trumper. But in my experience, anytime you're on the right path, you're going to get resistance because the vast majority of people, they can't see the vision in the moment. But you tell me, is the Trumper on the right path? Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.